Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to the Lele Syric YouTube channel for another Walking Dead Survivor stream. Today we're going to talk about more ways to get the vehicle tokens for the either skins for your original vehicles or for the 30k vehicles that are all the pay-to-win vehicles in the game, which, unfortunately, with the minimal amount of tokens that they give you, I think at most the only thing people are ever doing with these things is spending them towards vehicle skins for the original vehicle, the original like 4 or 5 vehicles they release to you as what it is throughout the seasons, because it's much easier to get 500 or 1,000 for one of those skins than it is to sit there and try to, accumulate 30,000. Because obviously, like each one of these games, whether it be this Turn the Cards game that's now put them in there, or whether it be the Scarecrow game, they keep bringing back every so often, it only gives you like 40 everything is what it is there. So even if you're, like most of the time you don't have the money, obviously, to max out the rubies and stuff like that if you're a free-to-play player like I am. And so the thing of it is like, eventually it gets to a point where you're going to have like the main stuff you can get, which will maybe be like 2 or 3 per thing here and there. Or in the case of this Turn the Cards event, I think it's like 5 or 6 maybe at most. So it's like roughly like 200 to 240, something like that is what you get off of this for the days that it's going right now. But then if you want to pay rubies towards it, it's like another 3,600 rubies or something like that per day for those things. So you're talking about almost 4,000 rubies per day that you'd be burning towards this, only to get like another 20 tokens, or another, I'm sorry, not 20 tokens, another 40 tokens that is there. Because overall, looking at it, I did a little screen grab earlier of what can actually be available to you for all the different stuff here for this go around now. Which, by the way, this is a game that originally had Teenager Carl tokens as part of it then, but then again, it was also hard to get those as it was then. And eventually I took those out completely as it is there. But this is what the new thing is now. It's 40 vehicle tokens, 400 I believe that's for your, I think the 400 tokens is the for the stuff you can buy, the different statues and stuff like that. 280 weapon stuff, 40 of the cart stuff, other various cart shit, 12 of the 500k experience thing for your dudes, 160 80 flasks, and then 1,500 of all the different speed up bonus stuff. Which, by the way, those are the ones that go for at least, well, not specifically not the healing one, but the other 3: the construction, the training, and the research ones. And then for me personally, I went with those 3: the 80 tokens for the flasks, and then it was the vehicle tokens, the 400 thing there, and then the experience, and then the 160 package that was there. Because those are obviously the best 8 personally for me, I think. I mean, you could also go with tape, if you need tape or whatever the case be, but yeah, for the most part, like, your best 8 are the ones I just mentioned, which are the 2 on the very top there on the left. And then the second row would be the very far right. And then third row, it is farthest left one, and then the 2 on the right, and then it'd be the 2 on the bottom on the left. So, but yeah, it's not bad though. And like I said, you can get like, it's like around like 200 to 240, something like that in this game. Which, if they keep bringing this back and you can get that many, like you can eventually get, enough for most likely one of those 30k vehicles. But it would take you a long time to do it though. I think if you were to sit back and do the calculations and stuff of how long it would take to do that and like gather those up and stuff, I think it would probably take you at least like a year or 2 to do that, obviously. And for me personally, it's really not worth it at that point. So, and nor is it worth it to pay, I think it's like $600 per vehicle in this game. Because that's just insane to me, and that's like baseline stuff. Because I think in order to max those vehicles out, it's more like $20,000-$30,000, something like that. Like I don't know exactly how much it would be, but I know specifically with those to get like the extra skins for them and stuff like that. But they're like more powerful and whatnot. It's like another like X amount of dollars for that. So you're talking about baseline $600 vehicle plus how much it is for the skin and stuff like that. So let's say they're $200, and then in order to get that all maxed out and stuff, it's just like it's so much money that you're just burning up doors with this dude. But good on those pay to win people that are doing that stuff, dude. Whether it be the Chi-Coms out there, whether it be the fucking like businessmen out there that don't have much time and just are like, let me go ahead and burn all these people and be a pay to win asshole whale is what it is there, or like dolphin or whatever. So as it is right now in the last half hour or so, people outside are burning off fireworks tonight, even though it's not the 4th of July, it's the 3rd of July. So it's like, how much wait for tomorrow, buddy? When it's actually Friday, not Thursday. People got to work tomorrow, is what it is. I mean, not me, obviously, but like other people out there, I got to sleep is what it is, though, because the trains have not run, thankfully. I mean, there's a few earlier, but I don't know. Just a pain in the ass either way. But yeah, it's just ridiculousness. But and of course, I got a freaking jury duty summons today that I got to deal with now in the coming days. It's a pain in the dick. But that's real life for you, obviously. But now going back to game stuff, though. So you had the stuff with the tokens being in that turn of cards game. And then there was another mini game that came out that failed within hours. That was a beta test in, I believe it is my secondary region that it was in. Because it didn't. It was interesting too because I think it was supposed to show up at reset. It didn't show up at reset. It was randomly like 4 or 5 hours later, at like 12 or 1 in the morning when I looked on that account, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck is this shit? And it was like this weird card game thing where it had different levels of like cards you were pulling out of packs is what was there. And for some of them, it was you could basically redeem them for like smaller stuff is what it is. Like specifically long range transmission cards, or it would be like vehicle keys and stuff like that and whatnot. But then there was other stuff that if you got to the highest level, but it took like hundreds and hundreds of these cards to get it done there, that you were able to get a free recruit is what it is there. That could actually give you like better stuff. And yeah, it'd be pretty cool to have that, but I'm not going to burn through like thousands and thousands of dollars to get that, so it is though. Or like thousands and thousands of rupees for that matter. So it'd also be interesting to see what they plan on doing in the future too, because I know when they did the last update in the game, they switched stuff around now to where it used to be you would have your all button, and then you'd have your combat characters, and then you'd have your other characters that were like gatherers and stuff like that, and that was all that was there. And now they've made those all smaller, and they put a 4th empty one in there now. So I'm not sure if they're going to bring in some other character at some point in the future or what's going to happen there. But it'd be interesting. Maybe they'll bring like hybrid characters or something like that, where they can either be like troop characters or they can be like gatherers or something like that. Or potentially it might actually, that would be interesting one if you could like evolve your gatherer characters into like combat characters and stuff then. I don't know if they'd want to do that though, because that might be a pretty messy thing though as well with having to type in the code and stuff like that and coding correctly without being glitching out like crazy. So I assume they'll do something though, and it'll probably be, I would think it'd be either the end of the summer, probably early fall maybe or something. I can't remember exactly when the anniversary for the game is. I think it just happened here not long ago, so I don't think they would wait until like, I think it was back in like either April or May. So I don't think they wait like another like 9 to 10 months to bring out something new. That is what it is. I think it'd probably be before the end of this year, obviously. But either way, it should be interesting to see what happens with that one then. But yeah, right now we are in pretty big war in my main account. Where we are in the Scarlet Reckoning season, and we're actually taking second right now. Which sucks because I figured out recently everything I got last season I can't get this coming season then if we would take second and everything. And it's not like we're taking like the first place of second, we're taking the second place of second, which is even less rewards than just like bullshit. So, but yeah, I figured out today it's going to be, I'll maybe be able to pull out like 5 Pamelas or something from that then for the reward stuff if I get everything then. But it is what it is, man. Can't win them all, unfortunately, and it seems like this season compared to last season, they definitely put my region with other bigger whale regions is what it seems like now, which really does piss me off because it's like we had this really cool season last season where it was in like several seasons before that, obviously, too, where we were basically able to just chill. And even like last season specifically, we were able to just have like no shields at all for days at a time and not have to worry about getting jumped by people. Now it's basically a situation where it's the opposite of that, where if you don't have a shield on for 5 minutes, you're going to get basically zeroed in like 5 seconds, more or less, by some whales. So it is interesting to see the night and day difference of it, obviously, but at the same time, it does suck because it's like, dude, I just want to play the game and not to worry about having the shield up constantly. Plus, it's not like you have infinite shields. You're burning through those every day as it is there. If you're spending 2 12-hour shields a day, or if you're spending 1 day shield a day or whatever. And that's the only good thing about what happened in this past season there, where they gave us that all those free things from the New Game Exchange things, what it is. Well, I guess they weren't free. You only had to spend your own accumulated stuff at that point, but it was basically free shit at that point, obviously, if you had enough accumulated stuff to use there. And yeah, you were able to get like, I think it was like 10-day shields and like a whole bunch of long-range transmissions with like 5,000 of them or something like that, which was, I would really love to see that again this coming. I really hope they do that again here pretty soon, obviously, because if they do, that'd be sweet. Somebody's burning off fireworks here. I'm not sure. It sounded pretty close, actually. I don't think it was down in one of the other buildings in the complex here, but I think it was probably. I think there's like some woods behind me here. Is what it is. Like if I walked into my apartment right here and walked down the sidewalk here to the guy in the next unit over, and then like out in the grass a little bit, there's some woods right behind that grass, and the grass is maybe, I don't know, like 10 yards worth of grass, I would say. So like 30 feet of grass probably. And it just becomes like woods and stuff, and there's probably about like a quarter mile of woods there or something. And then I think there's some housing units behind that or something. That's what it is. And I think that's probably where that's coming from. I don't know why my router is fucking up the way it is right now. I think it's the stream rig, personally, honestly. It's giving me like a really weak ass signal in there for some reason. But yeah, so anyway. But that being said, it was pretty good. I think the game is definitely improving somewhat, except for obviously that little mini game I mentioned earlier, like failing in a couple hours and then having like glitch outs and stuff in it then, and then they just fully cancel it out then who it was. But hopefully they will bring back more Negan exchanges as what it is here pretty soon. Like I would say at least once a season anyway. And then help people out that way is what it is now. Because not only does it help the pay to win people, it helps the free to play people like myself. People compete for a couple of days anyway. But anyway. That being said, I think that's probably all we're going to do for the day is what it is. It's not really going to be a huge long one anyway. I got some stuff I got to go do. It's already 10 o'clock my time. It's supposed to be 10 like quiet hours right now. Even though there's assholes outside burning off some kind of fireworks. I'm going to go look out my window to my door in either direction and see if I can see where shit's coming from. Maybe I'll just throw on my shoes and just walk outside for a minute or two then. Just see if I can see where they're coming from. Hell, it might be something where they did a thing with local schools tonight or something like that for 4th of July, but I don't think they will do it on a Thursday night. That'd be kind of weird. I think you'd actually wait until the day of, or even like Friday, or even like Saturday or Sunday for that matter. So, yeah, I think you do it on the 4th or the 5th, honestly, not the 3rd, but who knows. So, anyway, that being said, my video dropping out like crazy. I'm going to go check on this shit, see what's going on, and go from there. So, I will do a 4th of July special on the main Ohio Pitching Network YouTube channel tomorrow for Freedom Friday. And other than that, that's pretty much what we're after the day. I hope you guys enjoyed this short, sweet stream. And I will see y'all in the next one. We will talk more about Walking Dead survivors here on the Lowest Eric YouTube channel and discuss what the ins and outs are going to happen with everything going on currently when it comes to new updates, games, etc. And like I said, if they do something with the that empty space, then with the between the gatherer groups and the troop groups, and they make some kind of hybrid or something there, I'll tell you guys about it. Or if it's something else entirely, I'll tell you about it whenever it happens. But it'll be interesting to see. So hopefully there wasn't too much noise in the background. We have multiple fans running obviously right now. It's like 85 degrees, 10 o'clock at night here. Stupid Ohio July weather is what it is. So, all right. Either way, peace out, stay safe, stay vigilant, all that stuff. And always be gaming and always be carrying. Later, y'all.